Welcome back. Utacon Web Development Program. We are still in Module 1, then Lesson 3. Lesson 3A. The title for this lesson is Web Hosting. Web Hosting. And the reason for this is because you can't just be jumping into web development without know much on how to host your website, because before development, hosting comes first. So all the uh, technological work that is going on within your server is what you are seeing over there. And this image is showing you the arrangement of server, the way they arrange the server. Yes, that is the web server. Then these are what is going on inside all those server. Now, different type of web hosting. We have at least 4 major different category of web hosting. So all these things you are seeing as server, they are server. You are seeing all these are server. Yes, these are the standard server, because it needs to be kept in a very cool and secure place. Now, the different type of web hosting, we have free web hosting, virtual or share web hosting, dedicated hosting, and co-location hosting. The free web hosting, many companies do giving their free hosting. I've doing that once. Free hosting, yes, but there are other side of it too. When we get there, we show you everything. Then the WordPress.com is also free hosting. We have a lot of free hosting. They give you their subdomains. Then virtual and share hosting. The virtual and share hosting, dedicated hosting, and co-location. So we try to deal with all this one after another. The first one is free hosting. So this is a free non-paid web hosting service. This type of hosting is available with many prominent websites that offer a hosting free of charge to their clients, and it has some advantage, at the same time disadvantages. The first advantage, let's look at the advantages. The first one is it is free. So free cost, it is free. So then the second one is it use website to place an advertisement banner, another form of advertisement medias. Yes, so that is another thing, because you can use the website to just achieve your let me call it a basic target. Yes, basic target. So among which is what we have just mentioned here. Then the disadvantage is customer support is missing, because you are not paid for it. They won't support you if you run into any problem. Even at all you contact them, they will not. They will go and check their records to know that you are using their services free of charge. They won't attend to you. Second of it is with slow bandwidth and lesser data transfer. Yes, low bandwidth. If your bandwidth is low or lower, you may be having some problem at the front end. Your website will be running slower too. The user will not enjoy browsing your website. Then the lesser data transfer. In case you want to transfer some data, maybe you want to upload a file or download a file, or you want to transfer some content from the back end or your FTP or cPanel. So there may be problem in that. Then no control over your website. You don't have control over your website, those people that give you freely have access to every content on your website. So it's not advisable for a business website. If you are still learning it, you can use all those free stuff. But if you are going into real business, please go for custom domain. Now we need to go to share and virtual hosting. The share and virtual hosting. So it is a web hosting services where many websites reside on one web server connected to the internet. So these types of hosting is provided under one own domain name. So that is www.yourname.com with a hosting plan. With the web hosting company, one can present oneself as a fully independent identity to his or her web audience. The explanation here is to let you know against the importance of this one against the previous one we mentioned free. So the free hosting there is always your domain.their domain.com, which is not advisable and it's not going to market at all. It's not advisable for a matured person, for a business. Now you can only use that free one to learn a website. The example is your domain.wordpress.com. Then the one company called A1 also gives you their subdomain. Now the advantage of this share hosting is easy and affordable. Most of the websites running on the internet today use share or virtual hosting. So, and the share or virtual hosting is that many websites or domain are packed in one server. Yes, so you don't know how many they could be. They can be many. They can be 5, 6, 7, 10, 20 in the same server. So because of financial, let me call it management, just management to manage money. And you may want to say that you don't like that. If you want to go for premium websites, you want to go for alternative one. But let me tell you, majority higher percentage of the website running on the internet today were using share or virtual hosting. So it is easy and affordable. It's not that costly. Then secure and hosting provider. So because it is secure by hosting provider, that is the hosting company like GoDaddy, like Hostinger, like A1, like Interserver and more. Then their technical support is 24/7. So that is the advantage. Does it have any disadvantage at all? Yes. So one of it is here resources can slow down the whole server because they pile up. Can you see now? They pile up a lot of things inside one server. So it can cause a lot of it can, let me call it slow down browsing on your website. Then less flexible than dedicated hosting. So the dedicated hosting is more flexible and easy, but this one, because of the numeral tax that is attached with it, so it may be less flexible than that one. But upon the whole, that is what is affordable presently and mostly advisable for the startup businesses. um in addition, the different type of the web hosting, then is what we are still teaching, we are still learning. The third one is dedicated hosting. The dedicated hosting, the first one is free hosting. Then the second one is dedicated, is share hosting. Then the third one is dedicated hosting. I think, coming from the meaning of the name, you must understand that dedicated hosting will be a company or a business or a domain that is hosted on its own server without packing it together with other domains. I think you understand now. So the advantage is ideal for large business. It is good for large business. Why share hosting is good for small business? small business. When I say small business, at least when you still have you have below 50 workers, you are still running a small business. Large business is something above 50 workers. Yes, ideal for large business. Then strong database support. There are strong database support. Unlimited software support. You may not understand the word unlimited software support for now. In your cPanel, there are a lot of software there to support your website. So, and that shows that those software that will be available for the hosting and the dedicated server hosting is different to another. The fourth advantage is powerful email solution. There are a lot of powerful email tools on your hosting account, but it also depends. The strength of all those accounts is depend on the kind or category of or the type of the hosting you choose. Then the last one is complete root access to your server. You get complete root access to your server. That is, you'll be able to access your server as much as you like, which is not accessible in the free and in the share hosting. Does it have any advantage or disadvantage at all? Let me say yes. The first one is that it is very expensive. Dedicated server sometimes when share hosting, you can still find share hosting at the rate of $1, 1,000, $1, $2, $5, $10. Dedicated server may start at 20, 30, $50 per month. That is that. If you can afford it, no problem. So the second disadvantage here is requires superior skill set. So superior skill set to make it functioning. You need professionals to make it functioning. The fourth one is co-located uh, hosting. This hosting lets you place your own web server on the premises of a services provider. So it is similar to that of dedicated hosting, except for the fact that the server is owned uh, provided by the it's not provided by the user company so itself, and its physically needs are met by the hosting company. So I think you understand this now. The dedicated server and the co-located server, the difference between them is that dedicated server is owned by the hosting company, while the co-located server is owned by the owner of the business or of the company. So he just brought it or bring it to the hosting environment so that they can look after it for him, they can take care of it, and so on and so forth. What are the advantage? The advantage is that greater bandwidth, high uptime, because he owned the thing himself. So there is no obstruction, nothing. Everything is sufficient for the server. So the bandwidth will be high. Then too, so this time around it will be as if on your phone you don't even install many things. You don't install any additional mobile app than the one that the fourth one that came along with it. So your phone will be running faster, will be loading faster. Then unlimited software option, then high security. You'll be having access to high security. Is there any disadvantage to this one? I will say yes. Difficulty to configure or debug. So it is difficult for configuration. Most of the configuration with those one home by the hosting company are set there by default. So it should not be so difficult that, but this one will require a special attention. The second one, it is expensive, highly expensive. So it's not advisable for startup at all unless you are swimming in millions of naira or dollars. So then the last thing there is require high skills, very high skills. Professionals are required. So thank you. Switch over to the next. Uh, to the next. lesson.